Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Christmas special of Shortbangers, brought to you by our partners, Lead Spirits. They're giving this as a freebie. I don't know whether they actually sponsor this one or no, but they can have the Christmas special. I'm Matty.
I'm Colin. Tasty.
I'm John.
I'm Brian.
Brian, welcome back to the podcast. Been a wee while since you've darkened our doorstep.
Quite some time. 2 year? 1 year? 6 weeks?
Something like that. A couple of years, I think. It's been a wee
ages,
while.
as long as I've been on it. I've had people come and say to me, I like the podcast, but it's better when Brian was on it. So I just generally tell them to fuck off when I get told that.
It's the most consistent bit of feedback we get, generally.
I'm back now, boys. I'm back.
Good stuff. John, how you doing?
I'm all right. How's yourself?
Good. What are you drinking?
Some tap water that I put in a bottle for the gym yesterday.
Good.
Just a wee bit left over.
Was the gym grateful?
No. Sick of the sight of me.
Well, fuck it. Didn't do it again. That was my approach to gym work. I didn't feel it was reciprocated there. I thought I'm putting everything into this and it's just fucking not doing anything. So I've not got enough room in my life for that kind of stuff, so I just kept going. Right, do you want some questions?
Yes.
Colin?
I think that's what I'm here for.
Right. John?
Aye, go for it.
Good. Right, I just want to make sure we've got consent from everybody before we go piling right in. Right.
Consent is important.
It is, and it can be withdrawn at any point in the proceedings as well if you so wish.
It's going to be funny when I just leave.
Right, first question comes from Fatus Prickus, and it's from Sun Prickus. It says, what is the biggest shape? I don't think it is.
Circle.
Right, any advance in circle?
No, I think it's square.
Why do you think circle?
I don't know. I think when you think of circle, you just think like planets.
Are they not technically spheres rather than circles?
See, well, I was thinking if you expand the circle, it starts then like looking at proportion. It doesn't look like, like an oval in that. So that's why I think circles maybe not the right answer.
What if you did it proportional? It was just a big circle.
Aye, I know. Well, that's the thing. I did think about that after I thought about the initial thought, but
because it can't be a triangle because you can fit a triangle inside a circle. So
every single one.
I think so.
But what if it's a bigger triangle than it is a circle?
You just stretch the circle.
Or do we say that all like, because you can't? Do you just say that all shapes are the same size and which one fits inside the other one? That means that there's going to be one that's bigger than the others.
Yes.
It's a square.
Don't be so stupid, John.
What about
it's been a while since I heard that.
What's bigger than a dodecahedron? It's got the 10 sides. What's bigger than that?
Warren Shanklin's forehead.
By the way, that could be if that could be defined as a shape in its own right, we've probably got the answer. It's like IMAX. The cinema in it is like sealing the floor.
The sniper's dream.
Right, Venti's plenty. I think we've done enough on the shapes here. They can. What else is going to be bigger? Depends how big you draw it as well. How far away it is.
There's loads of things, eh?
I know. We'll come back to it, Fatus Prickus. Ventus Plenty said the topic is Jean-Paul Tourier, pink trousers and mustard jacket combination. Discuss.
Is that not what Brian wears when he's up Glenrothes High Street?
Up at the Spa.
Believe it or not, I was actually on the boys' Christmas day out last Saturday, and I kid you not, I did try and find mustard trousers.
Why?
Camouflage.
I just fancied wearing them. I thought it would be a good look. Ultimately, online shopping didn't agree with me because I couldn't find any. So I settled for a pair of grey trousers and a t-shirt that I looked like I'd stolen from my daughter's wardrobe. There was moobs and love handles on show.
Good.
No
Does that mean it
pictures.
was that like a boob tube then? Is that what you were wearing?
Well, the t-shirt's described as muscle fit, which I think is probably tailored and aimed towards muscled, fit people, not bald 41-year-olds.
It's like when you pick up, or when I pick up slim fit stuff, as soon as I see this thing that says slim fit, I go, nope, put it back. I'll try something else.
What do you look for? What do you look for on the rack when you're picking out like trousers or shirts? Is it like regular fit or loose fit?
Regular fit or loose fit, because it's like pretty much. Because it's funny, cause I didn't have like fat shoulders. Like my fatness starts specifically at the belly. I have a bit of a fat face now, like, but it's still like a fucking proper fat person's face, I think. But I've got a proper fat person's belly, do you know? So slim fit and that, just like a slim fit shirt, fuck that. Like that's so I picked up a pair of jeans right for next last week, size 38, came with a belt. Go right, that's fine. Picked them up, brought them home, put them on. Jeans fit fine. Belt doesn't fit. Like, belt doesn't like literally. It's like that's so. First of all, that's not my fault as being a fat cunt, right? That's whoever's put that together and sold it as a set. They've been going, came out a wine full cup, a smaller belt on a pair of jeans, because the jeans fit fine. The belt fucking hopeless, but it's depressing when you go to try to put a belt on. That was the first time I noticed I was fat. I had a diesel belt and I wore it loads, and I went to put it on one day. I was like, "Oh, my belt shrunk." And I think my belt shrunk actually. I think I get what's happened here. And that was the day when I realised I was a fat fuck. Anyway, what was it? Pink trousers and a mustard jacket.
I wouldn't wear mustard with pink, I must admit. I draw the line at that. I am actually.
That's like what was the name of that? What was the name of that politician? Portillo. That's the sort of thing that he would go to the house in.
The chinos, the mustard chinos. That's what I was thinking, Brian, when you were saying you couldn't get them. Probably the time of the year. In the spring, summer, that's when the mustard chinos and that'll be on.
Aye, when the yacht club opens again.
That's when you'll be going to get them. But who's the boy that mentioned Sean Paul someday?
No, that was it was Ventus playing it. Jake Gapper asked the question, but the topic was Jean Paul Torrier.
Oh, great! I think say Sean Paul. I'm going to the fuck job. Right, okay.
Jean Paul. I just never said it with accent like Lorient. If I'd said it like Jean Paul. Right, Neil Renton asked, with it being Christmas, what miracle have you witnessed? He says, I'm still astounded that I managed to buy a macaroni pie at Easter Road one Saturday. So, miracle, Christmas or otherwise, what have you seen that would be classed as such a thing?
I found out that cocodamol makes me not shit in the morning, which I normally have 2 or 3 before I leave the house to go to work. Yeah, cocodamol
or shits.
Stop to that.
I can vouch for this. I have to take them for back pain. I have to take them pretty regularly, and they're handy. Like if you need to be somewhere and you think I couldn't shit the day, cocodamol are your friend. Like they definitely kind of have that effect.
Well, I mean, it's well documented the volatile relationship I have with my arsehole. And lo and behold, cocodamol, there is a conduit, a mediator. It's a ceasefire.
It's called truce.
Demilitarized zone between your cheeks.
God bless cocodamol. Not so much a miracle, gentlemen, but certainly it's made for a happier Christmas for me, and a happier toilet, and a happier missus.
Colin?
I've not got any miracles at the top of my head here. I'm still thinking. Although, I was just thinking back there, but see when you're on holiday, right? And I don't know if it's like where I go on holiday or whatever, right? But you see people that you think, how the fuck are they a couple? You know, like they're mismatched. And that's a miracle. You know, sometimes you go, how the fuck is he with her? Or vice versa, actually.
The Peter
You
Crouch
know?
effect. I think that's called.
You just think he or she must be loaded or something. There must be a reason. Or it's like a small town they came from, you know, there's limited pool.
I get that.
Is that why in Glenrothes now?
Yeah, there was my missus for my 40th took me to London last year. And the main driver for it, the main reason, I'd mentioned in passing the conversation way before it that I'd always wanted to do the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tour. So that was, we went down for 3 days. That was part of it. Went there.
Did you say, sorry to interrupt, did you say always wanted to do it?
Not always wanted. Ever since they built it and I read about it.
2 or 3 years old. Just checking.
I've always
just
been a
fact
Tottenham
checking.
Hotspur fan. I've always wanted to play for them.
Just in case we get
Gary
called
Mabbott
bullshit.
posters on the wall.
Pat Van Den
we were there for 3 days, so we went there on a Saturday. No, we weren't in the stadium for 3 days. That would have been a bit too much. We went there on the Saturday, and in the club store, brilliant, waiting for the tour to start. Club store was absolutely ginormous. Anyway, this big, burly black guy comes bounding over. He walked there, and we started speaking away for a good 10, 15 minutes. And he'd come over from America, telling me about his brothers. His brother was played American football, etc., etc. We started talking about football. Obviously, I got there as a Rangers or Celtic, so I had to put him straight, saying I'm a Hibs fan. And then, well, this is about 10, 15 minutes in, so I stood there with the missus. And after that, at the end, he went, so are you just here for the weekend with your daughter? Oh, fuck. All goodwill was gone.
That's a power player. He's kennt what he's done, eh? Like he's kennt exactly what he's doing. And he's like, he's just built it up. He's waited his moment to drop it in.
And then you just here for the weekend with your daughter. Whilst we stood there holding hands.
What did you say? Did you say aye? Just the weekend.
That's it, but that's besides the point.
John?
I can't. No, I did correct him. I said no. That's actually my fiance. So it was a bit strained after that.
What was your fiance's reaction to it? Did she find it amusing, or Jenky planted the seed that she's thinking?
Oh, she pissed herself.
Can I do better here?
Nah, she absolutely pissed herself with laughter. Naturally. But, good. You know what? We'll have to tell the tale.
Just put him on the list there. We'll go get him at some point. Just put his name on the list. He'll go along with the other ones. Brian. John, miracles for you?
I had a hospital appointment earlier this week at 3:30 on Monday, and I turned up early because I had fuck all else to do. I took a book along with me, Irvin Welsh's The Sex Lives of Siamese Twins, and I didn't get to read a single page of it because I got taken before my scheduled appointment time.
John, it happened to me the day. Amazing. The NHS is working hard enough. Aye. Must be something.
Oh, they're working on over.
No, but I've not booked enough appointments, obviously, because I was in 1:30 the day. I went in about 15:15, and I was seeing it as soon as I got in. Amazing.
How, if you didn't mind me asking, Colin, it was your eyes. Is your pressure all right? Did you uncover any new facts about opticians, etc.? That's what really what I'm digging at here.
No, so I did though. So because I was in the hospital in the eye pavilion today, I asked the varifocal question again. We had different audience this time, so she just says it can be either. I've heard both, and I thought, so there's no right or wrong.
Sitting on the fence, eh? You're meant to be fucking Brian, experts.
I know, and I don't know. Brian, you got a thought on is it varifocal or varifocal? No, I think he's paused on my screen.
No, I think it's all right. Just
Just
thinking.
thinking.
I don't think I've ever uttered
Long pause.
one before. Actually, no.
Should have just asked them without giving them both options. Eh?
Very vocal. Actually, very vocal.
That's right.
think.
That's one of the two correct answers.
It's one of the two correct answers. Well, it's man. This has been a long-running question for us for a while, and we've asked opticians. Like I've asked my optician. In fact, before I asked my optician, she actually used both of them while she was talking to me. So even she subconsciously wasn't settled on what it's supposed to be. I don't care how any of us are meant to know if the experts don't.
I would say very vocal, I think.
My missus is going into, I want to say Specsavers on Saturday about her contact lenses. Do you want me to get her to ask whether it's very
Yeah.
varifocal?
Yes, definitely do. Do you have to go in as well, John, or are you going to wait at home?
That's why I'm going to Dingwall. Fuck that.
Oh, aye, fair play. Ask Derek Adams, and then you can whatever he says you can. It's the other one. Right, Jake Gapper said, "You have the topic is I have the power. If you could take an injection which had a 25% chance of killing you, a 25% chance of giving you a shit superpower, i.e., glow in the dark while having a dump, or a 50% chance of giving you a top tier superpower like teleportation, flight, invisibility. I'll chuck that one in there as well. Would you take it?"
Yes.
What was the 25? The second 25%. So one's
It's like a shit,
shite,
like a shit superpower. So you're going to get a superpower, but it could be you do a cat impression, for example.
right. But you wouldn't have to use that. So you're then looking at this.
But you never know.
75.
Maybe we'll talk to cats.
Aye, well, that'd be useful then. So I'm thinking that there's only a 25% thing here going wrong.
Yeah.
The odds are heavily in your favour, eh?
It's one
This
in
is
four
like
the way.
Rachel
It's no.
Riley looking
Aye,
at a maths question on Countdown.
it's kind of like taking ecstasy, isn't it? It's that same roll of dice. I think if
See
they're
what happens.
safer these days, but definitely back in the day, it wouldn't have been. But
There was a lot of hype about it back in the day as well, though. Like hype's
Aye.
back good. That's probably one of the reasons. Because it would be like, it depends how the papers hype this up. This superpower tablet or injection or whatever it was. How you feel about it. Depending on the mood you're in that day as well. If you're having a bad day, you'd probably say, fuck it, why am I going to take the risk? If you're having a shit day, week, say, just fuck it, give me it.
you came what would happen, eh? As soon as it was released, folk would be going, like, came with the vaccine, going, it's a fucking Bill Gates is at it. They didn't take it, no matter what, because they're trying to fucking
Injected
get your
5G
data.
into you.
Aye, you're getting 5G. You're the transmitter. John, would you be taking it?
I don't know, but could it be classed as a really shit superpower if you got 5G, like just good mobile
Everywhere
reception?
you went. everybody around about you got brilliant 5G. They're like, no, stay out.
Have another pint, you'll be fine.
I like Colin's explanation, like with the math. It's kind of like, have you seen the film 21 where they talk about like the three doors and how the game show host, like if they take one away, do you stick with your original choice or do you change, and like it goes for like 1 and 2 but out to like 2 out of 3 chance. So I would go for the injection. That sounds pretty good, especially if you've had a shit week at work. Friday night, it'd be like
I think it
going
would
out for a
depend
pint.
on mood massively, aye.
But actually, I was going to ask you, like, now that you're older, has your attitude to taking drugs changed? Like, if someone was to offer you something now, would you go, that
I
might kill
couldn't
me?
be arsed with it. I can't even hardly drink these days. Like we were on our third pint on Monday night, Colin, and I like had half it. I was like, if I finish that, I'm going to be sick. So I went on the vodkas. Like my whole attitude to all that kind of thing. Whereas when you're younger, it was like, I fucking care if I'm sick. I'll just keep drinking and drinking and drinking, or taking whatever. And I just can't be arsed with it now. It's too much like next day admin now. So fuck that.
Is your attitude to taking drugs changed, Brian?
If I speak.
What What superpower would you want, Brian, if you were to take the injection? What top tier superpower would you be hoping for?
Russia. I would want.
You say that, but they're making really heavy work of Ukraine.
This, by the way, sorry, John, you carry on.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, I used to have this idea that Russia, like, I welcome our former Soviet overlords if they were ever decide that they wanted to invade the rest of the world. But I'm looking at them now and I'm very disappointed. Not that I ever wanted them to take over Ukraine, just I thought when they started it would be over pretty quick.
It's
the
an
dragon
eye-opener,
boot.
isn't it?
Aye. Everybody thought
I think they started invading Ukraine the last time Brian was on the podcast.
I don't know if it was coincidental or we're not implying anything by that statement. Just in case anybody starts on you, Brian, we're not saying
You're
it
away
was
for a
your
long
fault.
time.
We're not saying it was your fault. Neil Renton said, what sort of level of banter would Jesus have brought to the WhatsApp groups?
I don't know. I think he's be a bit of goody two shoes, you know.
Jackie be like me, just saying none of this and none of that, folks, please.
Aye.
Like that, boring. Switzerland.
Aye. Talking to Jesus though, do you watch the Dynamo thing this week?
No, I've not seen it.
Or last week. Amazing. It's fucking brilliant. Like he is just like I've said it before, I've said it before in here. He just does all the tricks that Jesus used to do.
Aye.
And that's why in the olden days they wrote a book about it, obviously. But that was he never had a TV show, eh? That was the only difference. It just does all the tricks.
It sounds like you're
Fire
suggesting
at the ice and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you're suggesting that Dynamo is a modern day Jesus. If
He's got the beard and everything.
Dynamo was in your WhatsApp group, do you think you'd be able to do WhatsApp magic tricks?
No, I could be boring in the WhatsApp group. I just think he's brilliant at tricks in that, but he doesn't seem life and soul like.
He'd have think a card and it would just sit unread. And nobody, like for the first few times you begin, you'd go, I've got one Dynamo, and you'd go, is it the Ten of Spades? And you'd go, oh fucking hell, that's mad. But then by like week 6, pick a card, you'd be going, fucking just scroll past that. And it would just sit there, just ignore and then he would like, all right, I've picked a card for you. It was the Ten of Spades, and you go, fuck off, Dynamo, nobody's interested.
I could be like
that. Have you? This is from Matt. Says, have you ever regifted a present? If so, what and why?
I do with bottles of wine in that, or like prosecco. So I don't like drink prosecco. I like wine, so I keep the wine. But if I get prosecco, it often goes in the garage, sits until I need to give somebody a present, and then I go and check the price. How much is it selling for, depending on the value of the person that's going to. I had 4 out the day. Because it was the dog was up for her haircut. I thought, usually give the lassie a box of chocolates or a bottle of wine. I thought, you've got wine in that garage. Got them out, 4 of them. It's like, I'm not going to drink any of them. That's $5.50, that's $6.50, that's a £9 bottle, and that's £8. Give the £8 one. Keep the £9 one. It's like I can't give the cheap. It's like getting a tradesman, innit? You know, you go the cheapest would be the dearest one, you know.
Have you gone out your way to go and give the dog groomer a present? Or has the dog been in getting groomed? And you've given her a present?
Aye, she was in today getting done. If I hadn't, if she wasn't in, she wouldn't have gone that.
Because you were making me feel guilty there. Like this was one of those peer pressure things
like
I had to run down to
instead of getting her a
mid-order.
cash tip, I gave her a Christmas bottle.
You give tips as well? Fuck me.
No. I'm saying instead of.
Oh.
It's dear enough without fucking tipping.
Aye. How much is your dog groomer?
47, I think. 47 quid.
Aye. See that? My dog's bigger than yours, 40 quid.
Aye.
Yeah, 40 quid in mid-Calder. Come out west.
Aye. You come over to
Get
fight for
Edinburgh
prices. Aye.
But I wait till I've got an electric car, I'll be looking for the travel.
Brian, you ever regifted?
Chlamydia.
Gift that keeps giving, isn't it?
Pay it forward.
John, what about you?
I honestly can't remember, but when we were at the nursery last week, picking up the wee one, the my missus must have bought a raffle ticket the week before when the wee one had a Christmas fair or something, and we turn up, pick up the wee one, they go, "Oh, we've got a prize for you, and it's a bottle of Bacardi," and I didn't realise that they still made Bacardi. And the wife was convinced that it had been regifted, so she was waiting to check like expiry dates and all sorts on it. She's never found one, so her and my
Don't
mate's
be
missus.
on that level of alcohol content that you hardly get expiry dates, do you?
Aye, they last for pretty much forever. Do you ever accidentally re-gifted it back to the person who's gifted you in the first place?
How would they know?
Like, well, I bought you
Still
that.
have the card.
Still had the gift
Oh.
tag on it, the original one.
Aye,
No, rip the label off the wee bag.
because they check they check that. That's what the same expiry date as the one that we re-gifted to them.
I was going to say, just put a wee arrow on the to and from me, just like.
Aye.
How do you feel
See you
about
next year.
how do you feel about gift bags? Like, do you reuse them or do you buy them?
Yeah.
Like buy them fresh?
Reuse.
Reuse,
Do you use them if I got them? That's what's annoying is somebody writes in the tag. You're like, fuck's sake, didn't write in the tag for them because then you can recycle them.
Oh, I just took the tag off,
Yeah.
so keep the bag.
Oh, yeah, it's good Tipex. Carefully write out the name.
Yeah.
Or just sometimes just score it out with a Sharpie. They'll never fucking ken. I'll just say I made a mistake, but
Looks at the tag anyway, don't it?
this is true also. Right, Guinness 2022, Brussels sprouts, friend or foe?
I like them. I'm in that minority.
We had massive sprouts at the Christmas dinner on Friday. You could play
Aye.
football with the cunts. Like, they were fucking huge.
Yeah, they were good.
They were the biggest shape. To answer the question. There's the answer to Sonus Prickus's question. The big Brussels sprouts at Christmas dinner.
I was going to ask what shape the Tottenham club store was, because Brian described it as, was it absolutely ginormous?
Aye,
And that
big.
seems to trump circles.
It's the biggest
Sort of L
club
shape,
store
isn't it?
in Europe. I think
Aye.
Bayern Munich previously held that honour, but it's brilliant in the sense the old Tottenham ticket office, they kept that, maintained it, and that is part of the club store itself. It's colossal.
Having the biggest club store is basically just say we're more commercial than everybody else. Say that's like the most sort of saying we're going to fleece you more than any other cunts managed
Got
to
these
do yet.
t-shirts.
Aye.
Look at them.
Aye. Tiny trophy room. Tiny trophy room.
It's just in one of the stands. It's in one of the pillars in the stand, isn't it? They've got the trophy of the one.
Sprouts though. Did
Nope.
every answer? No for you, Brian.
No.
John.
It's weird. Like, I don't dislike them, but they've got a funny taste, and I don't know exactly where they belong if they don't belong next to your Christmas dinner, because you're going to have it with like it's part of your meat and two veg, isn't it? But they're just a bit weird. Like, they're not quite earthy, but they're not quite sweet. They're just a bit weird.
All right.
So I can eat them. I used to when I was wee, when my mum dished them up, because I couldn't quite work out what was going on with them. I just swallow them.
So the 2.5 2.5v1 here, is it? Is that what we're saying? In
Aye.
favour of.
All right. So that's a 4 then. Jake Gapper said inflation is the topic. How much would it cost to cut out the $6 million man today? Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, lads. Yep, Happy New Year and a Happy Christmas to you too, Jake. If you were building a $6 million man today, how much do you think that would cost you?
When was it built, initially?
Oh, right. Let's say I'll IMDb it and check that. Are you getting a wee inflation calculator?
I'll get the inflation calculator. We'll just get the actual factual answer, innit?
Right. This is not like us doing actual research, right?
I'll let John take a guess. John and Brian can take a guess. Will we get
you tell us what you think it'll be, and we'll do the science.
Can I have the year that the $6 million man was released, and I'll have a stab at it?
No, you just have to total blind guess.
Right.
134 million.
How much? 174, did you say?
134.
134. Right. 1974 was when it first aired.
Ooh.
74.
74.
I'm going to go 27,326,000.
And Brian, sorry, what was your one? You were 100 and something.
I feel a bit stupid now.
No,
134
wouldn't it be-
million.
Matthew, answer.
I'm going to say about 85 million.
It's 54,229,314 pounds. Whatever. Aye.
Right.
54.2 million.
And
That's the
also,
actual answer.
you do have a true or false on the $6 million man as well. So Lee Majors, true or false?
False.
False.
True. Oh,
It is true, John. You were right. Sorry, Colin. Right. Good. I always like it if we get an actual scientific answer, right? So that how much was it called? 50 something million?
54.2 million.
54.2. So for me, that's what Bill Foley should be starting with. I'm just saying.
But
There's a benchmark.
1974 though. That's when we're talking. That's like
Aye.
what's with
Even-
still half pences and shillings in that.
Aye.
Probably.
None of us were around in 1974. It predates all of us.
did you use a dollar inflation calculator, or did you use it in pounds? Like your inflation calculator that you used, which
I was
one
on
was
the Bank of England inflation calculator, so the inflation in America probably different, eh?
it? Mm.
Wow, it's not worth it, Colin. Forget it, it's not worth it. Just leave it. Leave it. We've all had a drink.
I was asked the £6 million. So.
Right, Ian T said, what's the Shortbangers Christmas message? He says, I think it should be blended with a public service announcement like this. I'll just see what the link takes us to. It's on Apple News, so
I thought it was going to be sex noises.
You probably will be.
the article that is sent is good because they've got like if I cover this, but I don't know if you'll be able to see, right? That's a couple cuddling up with Santa hats on in front of the Christmas tree. The headline is increased risk of penile fractures over Christmas. Doctors
I
warn.
read that earlier this week.
Why is that? Just busy.
Eh? It's because it's cold. Ken, it's like frostbite and that. Brittle. I'm guessing that's why I heard. Let me see the. There's a
Try
warning.
different things out of Christmas. Try different stuff out of Christmas. That's what it is.
By the way, this looks like it's an interesting article, right? So, for many, Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year, but doctors have warned the festive season is also associated with a significant increase in embarrassing injuries in the bedroom. Warning: this story below contains descriptions of sexual injuries.
Send me the link. I've got to read it later.
Penile fractures are considered a medical emergency and are often heralded by an audible crack, followed by a severe pain. According to urologists at the Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich, who would be the Germans, they warn such injuries are caused by a forceful bending of the erect penis during aggressive sexual intercourse featuring unusual sexual positions. Example, who wants to guess what example they've used for their unusual sexual position?
In a Ford Cortina.
No.
I know the answer.
Okay, I can get it.
What are you guessing, Colin?
I was going to say it. It's the reverse cowgirl, isn't it?
That's right, that's what they use.
Yeah. We'll be careful with that.
In addition to the audible crack and severe pain, they're also followed by a rapid loss of erection, swelling and bruising, the doctors added. They found penile fractures increased during the festive period, adding if every day was like Christmas, 43% more penile fractures would have occurred in Germany from 2005 onwards. So, I wish it could be Christmas every day, that song. Not if you've got a penis, you didn't, because you're just asking for trouble. The study
folk are drunker as well. They're drunk
Yeah.
when they're doing it. Aye.
The study also found penile fractures occur most likely during sex in unconventional scenarios. That's a quote, such as in extramarital affairs or unusual locations. So, like in the back of Ford Cortina, John. And based on analysis, penile fractures occur in periods where couples are enjoying moments of relaxation, such as Christmas weekends and summer.
How are you explaining to your wife if you've been having an extramarital affair that you've got a fractured cock? How would you all explain it to your other half?
With difficulty, like what
There's
could you
there's
say?
no way with it coming clean.
What could you say you've done? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I like it.
Can our listeners suggest their elaborate response to explain away a fractured penis? And we'll read them out next time we do a short
Yeah.
bangers.
Right. So anyway, right. So the warning that E&T was referencing there is, didn't crack your cock at Christmas, right?
Mm.
I
What's
think if mine was to suffer bruising and swelling, the wife would be delighted.
what's your Christmas message then for the listeners?
Oh, Brian,
I'll leave it in his hands.
The Christmas message.
don't be a stranger.
Don't be a dickhead.
Just say yes.
Just
Yes.
say yes this Christmas.
Say yes to everything. If anybody asks you a question, just say yes. That's
Kind
what I
of
would say.
principle you follow, Matthew, innit? You think that's a like
Aye, well, it's funny
good,
because I've had, like, over recent years had sort of contradicting advice, but it was advice my old man always gave, is just say yes to things and then see what happens. And
Yep.
like, it's a decent way to live life. I it's interesting. Anyway, you find yourself in some fucking unusual positions. No reverse cowgirl, but situations,
No, yeah.
maybe a better word.
Aye,
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Christmas soon.
coming in the corner, if you hear a snap, you came what's happened. um,
Oh,
Aye,
why is
so-
Matty not hosting this week? Aye, fractured his cock.
again.
Have any of you ever done it?
No.
Done what?
Fracture your
Well,
cock?
fractured my cock.
Yeah,
No.
I've not.
What about banjo string?
No, but I know one of our listeners that has.
I know a couple of people.
Right, Tom Wallace, moving swiftly on. This is best Christmas tune. TWN is the topic. What's your favourite festive single? His is Another Rock and Roll Christmas by Paul Giano and Paul Sampson. Favourite Christmas song, folks?
Mariah Carey. 100%.
I do like that one. I think Last Christmas. I think I come to like
Can I
George Michael
do-
over the last few years. It passed me by in my younger years, and that I do like that one. I think why folk try and avoid it. Why do folk try and avoid it?
Oh, I don't know. It's a good song. I always quite liked it, but then Jess played a Taylor Swift version in the car, and I went to great lengths to say how much better the Wham one was. But now every time I catch myself singing it, it's no, the Wham version that goes in. That the Wham version is much better, but for whatever reason, it's the Taylor Swift one I've got stuck in my head.
Shaky's a good one. Shaky Stevens as well.
That's the wife's favourite. Have
Gary
you got?
Gary Glitter had a good Christmas one. Nobody can
Can't
acknowledge
play
it
it
these
anymore.
days.
It's still on
But
Spotify though.
it's it was still a good Christmas song. Like, if you could separate the art from the artist and everything.
So that's timely, because I was going to ask you, like, if you're going to ask what's your favourite one, I was going to ask what's your favourite guilty pleasure Christmas song, the one that you didn't tell people you like but you secretly do. Is it Gary Glitter or is it something else?
Oh, so no, it's
No,
not.
it's- I
So
do like
mine-
the Gary
so-
Glitter one. Like.
My favourite one is, I think, Elton John, Step Into Christmas, and my guilty
Oh.
pleasure Christmas song is Leona Lewis, One More Sleep. Just like it.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it would go down as the guilty pleasure one, but Let It Snow. It's in Die Hard. We watched Die Hard last week, and that's been stuck in my head all week. So I'm going to take that one.
Dum de dum de dum, delightful.
Yeah, that's it now. Everybody's going to get it because you didn't hear the whole song in the film, and then that apparently, if you've got what do they call it, an earworm, if you listen to the full song, it sorts it out. Wee tip for you. There's another wee tip, by the way. That try this if you get the hiccups. Say, "I'm not a fish," and your hiccups stop. Promise you.
Aye, really?
Since being told that, right? Because I was like, "Fuck off." Since being told it, anytime I've had the hiccups, and I'm
Like
talking like,
slowly, or if you got to say it slowly, or
you
just
say
normal.
just normal, just say, "I'm not a fish,"
Huh?
and then your hiccups stop. Right? I fucking swear. You try it, right, and report back. If it doesn't work, I'm making the guarantees. All I can say is it worked for me. And my mind was blown with that because, like, how could that possibly fucking stop your hiccups? but it 100% does. I've got a 100% success rate with it as well.
I am not a fish.
I am not a fish.
You're writing that. He's writing that down. Look.
Aye.
Jesus, take notes.
Well, that's the thing, because the problem is if you say it to somebody that is a fish, they've forgotten it in 10 seconds, And then it's like, what was I meant to fucking say again?
I will text you the next time I've got hiccups. Saying, what was that again? I was meant to say.
Aye. So do it
Brian
quick.
looked like he was doing the countdown conundrum there for a second.
I've got 9 letters.
Shows you're working.
I am not a fish. 9.
Right, Neil Renton said, in Home Alone, what exactly did Kevin's parents do that meant they could afford a family Christmas holiday to Paris?
Well, they're not going for
I
some days
imagine
work.
it was the hush money from Michael Jackson for bumming Macaulay Culkin.
I just seen that at the weekend. Like it's one of them when you watch it when you're younger. You didn't think anything like that, and then you've seen all this stuff recently. That house is worth fucking £100 million, and
Aye.
you know, and the pizzas that cost $120. That's like fucking 500 quid now and all that. I'm sure they were going to. They were going to Paris because his brother was over there or something.
Oh, right, question for you. How come nobody gives the McAllisters the same grief that the McCanns got? Because same thing.
Still alive.
Aye.
But only just look at what could have happened.
Aye.
So, well, I'm saying that we talked about it in the Longbangers double standards with folk,
Different times.
Aye. Fattest Prickus said, will Andrew Tate ever feel the touch of a woman?
He is a strange wee man, him, isn't he?
Very strange.
Joe Barton's going down the same route now,
Joey Barton, aye. He's obviously kind of clocked that's the way to kind of to get on the telly and everything, He's just be a prick.
It's a weird desire to be on the telly though. Like for me, I've looked at him and went, that's how I get on the telly. Like, because you'd think that he's had a decent football career. He's probably made a decent bit of money. That he doesn't need to be a dick. He
He
can
was
just be
always
an
a dick.
ordinary punter. Aye, he's always bit.
It's in him.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
What do you think?
He has got a dick in him.
I'm trying to work out why he has to continue to be a dick. Like, because I could understand, because like you know how some footballers, their persona on the football pitch is to be a dick to rile up their opponents. That was kind of what he was like, but he wasn't quite as good at it as say Robbie Savage. And maybe it's just an inferiority complex. Maybe he just looks at Robbie Savage and goes, "I want to be him, but I'll never be him." So he's just trying to be kind of like argumentative and to try and get on the TV.
That's the reason you've just like compared it with Robbie Savage. That's like a total kick in the nuts, eh?
Aye.
Like, couldn't have picked somebody else like that was good. You just said you're a shite Robbie Savage. Brilliant. Know your place.
I tend to ignore Andrew Tate. Like I see the names scroll past. It's like I'm the same with Joey Barton. I just fucking blocked him. I refuse to get because of that fucking oxygen.
Are you not ever tempted though? Because like Andrew Tate, like I know that he's had his court cases and etc. but at least superficially, if you didn't scratch the surface too much, it kind of looks like he's making a bit of money. It doesn't seem to be too difficult to go to be a dick and get other wee dicks to follow you and sign up to your sham college online.
But it's quite worrying the amount of wee dicks that say and repeat some of the stuff. Certainly having teenage daughters like I've got, you think, you wee cunts believe this.
I've been a dick for decades and I'm in my overdraft.
Different levels here though, you know what I mean? Like don't be daft and silly. I mean, he's an absolute fucking just hate monger, isn't he?
Aye.
There's a difference.
Aye, it's scary that seems to be like a career path, isn't it?
You know what I've noticed? I'm on X or Twitter as it is now. Don't really tweet anything or anything like that, but there's an uprising of women. Oh Christ, I've got to sound like Andrew Tate now. There's an uprising of women who are aligning themselves to football teams and wearing their strips and trying to monetize off it and come across as if they're diehard fans when they're not, and they're just getting their kit off and whatever and trying to get traction and interaction. And it probably shouldn't annoy me as much as it does because I've got the capability to put my phone down or block it, but I don't. I find myself about 8 months deep into the tweets, just getting more and more angry at it.
You say
Just
it in
try
their
to punt you
tweets,
over
but
the
you're looking
OnlyFans
at
or
their
something.
pictures.
Aye.
Aye. Is that what they try to do? Like punt you over
Okay.
the OnlyFans or something like that? Is that what you're
Aye, pretty
get
much.
you in, get you in with the Sheffield Wednesday strip, but drag you over to
That makes sense because you get loads of bots now that are like that. That are what was the name of the one that followed Longbangers? And she followed
Was
she followed about 100 Hibs accounts like in one night. And obviously it wasn't like a woman; it was like a bot. And there was like about 4 like direct
DMs and
messages.
that.
Oh, like I'm into Hibs. I'm into Hibs. Do you want to have video sex? You're like, what? You go first. It's like you just end up like fucking dirty den. Like you just see that you go, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
But it's just bots and or scams or whatever. A fucking weird thing to pick up on though. Like I came up there, I'll go after Hibs fans. But fucking
They're used to getting pumped.
Fattest Prickus again, right, which is best, a slope or a hill?
So,
Yeah, I think slope. It depends what you're doing, I suppose. I picture a hill being steeper than a slope.
Longer,
So-
certainly.
So if you're cycling or running or something, then or walking even, a slope's better than a hill. Because
John.
even coming down a hill is harder than like Sandburg. So.
You look like you were giving this considerable thought there, John.
Way more than it needs. I think I agree with Colin. Like slopes feel like hills, but without a sort of natural top. So I'm thinking like Leith Links, for example, like there's some hills in there that you go up, you come down the other side, and it's all over and done with very, very quickly. But a slope just kind of says, well, you're just continually going uphill, but at a very slow incline.
And then what's the best body part is also from Fattest Prickus.
That's a good question, isn't it?
So on yours and on somebody else's.
Eyes are useful. Eyes are probably the best thing. Like for my point of view, because then you can see.
So for
somebody
your aim, they're the
else.
most useful,
Mhm.
right?
I like my thumbs.
Good way to show approval or disapproval. Like how would you date if you never had them?
Exactly.
Huh? Get on board with that, John.
I've no idea.
If we draw a
Right,
picture, you
juicy.
can point to what bit you liked.
I don't know. I'm going to say my legs. I've been told I've got nice legs.
Hey, all right. 150 Ken Handler Hill said, would a rat be deemed cute if it had a bushy tail like those squirrel radges? And my favourite thing about this question is the anonymised horse. If you can see that, which is fantastic. His eyes blocked out. Amazing. Why are rats treated as badly as they are when other rodents are kind of get a free pass?
Is it because they've never really been forgiven for the plague? Like, were they demonised then and it was just impossible for them to ever do anything right in the world?
Were they liked before the plague? They would go, oh, look, there's be Dave the Rat. Like, and then
You
kind of
get
invite you
that press,
come
like.
in.
So pre-plague, there's Dave the Rat.
Aye.
Post-plague, there's Dave the Rat. The plague spread and cunt.
Aye. Well, let's put it down to the plague then. If they just ran about gathering nuts and climbing up trees, folk would probably be quite happy with them. Right, last few. Brunswick Bill said, topic is numeric analysis. I think problem against St Johnstone was that we were playing with 2 number 6s and no number 10, meaning that our actual number 9 was playing as a false number 9. That meant we all played like a number 2. Thoughts? Yes.
That's good.
Yes,
Good point.
I
Go on
agree.
Sunday.
15.
Charlie, most underrated and overrated part of Christmas dinner. He's gone with underrated bread sauce, overrated turkey. He says better with honey ham or roast lamb. So underrated and overrated.
I've never had bread sauce.
I can't believe that. Well, I can
Is
believe
that
it. It's not like,
controversial, is it?
nah, it's not that controversial, but like
Mm.
you're a man of the world, Colin. I thought you would have had bread sauce by now.
Mm.
It's good.
Thanks,
It is
thanks
one
for
of my
saying that. It's nice of you to say, but
aye, it's
I've
one of my
never.
favourite parts of Christmas dinner.
Is
Not for
it?
everybody,
Never
though.
ever
Aye, Jane
had it.
doesn't like it.
I've never
So-
had it dished up. Like in all my years at my mum's or my own house.
Not even a
Anywhere I've
cranberry or
been.
that.
Never noticed it. Must
Holy
have just
fuck.
walked straight past it.
Aye,
I'm a cranberry and gravy man. Like, oh, my turkey dinner.
they're both nice as well. Have all three.
I'm Aye, can you? I've not,
Yeah.
never seen it. What's it like? What's it taste like?
It's like a lump of bechamel.
Is it?
Aye, but I'm not doing it justice. It's nicer than that. It sounds like it's really
just like
nice
a white sauce.
with bread.
Mm.
Nah, you have like a wee bit of cinnamon or a wee bit of nutmeg in it, and aye, it's just nice.
Mm.
I can't really
No
describe
salt
it.
in it. No salt.
Well,
I'll go overrated. I'm going to go controversial and overrated, right? But when you go out for a Christmas dinner, no the one I get in the house, or the one because I got a proper decent butcher's, right? See when you go out, kilted sausage. Everybody looks and see how many they've got, and they're always shite until you get a proper one that you have with your own dinner because you spend a bit of money on it. So I love them, but I think they're overrated for the reason I've just explained.
I'm really happy that you described them as kilted sausages, Colin.
What was your
That's what
underrated
they're
again?
called, John. I've not went underrated yet. I've
All right.
not got to that.
Okay, well, go on then.
Oh, well, just I'm going to have a think about it. I just wanted to bash in with my controversial overrated one.
All right, Brian, you can go overrated or underrated for your first one, whatever you like.
Underrated, probably the bread sauce. Overrated, turkey.
Aye, that's what Charlie went with. I have to say, I'm probably in agreement with that.
Yeah. I
Or
would never have it any other day of the year.
parsnips. If you have parsnips for your Christmas dinner, they're underrated. They're always dead nice, and you tend not to have them that much through the rest of the year. We do like them now and again, but
really shit when you find one like because you can have like a tray of them cooked in the oven, but you get the one that's like partially cooked. You bite into it, that can spoil an entire dinner.
aye.
There should be some sort of quality assurance when it comes out the oven.
Right, John, you're on. Did you go already?
I was going to suggest that the overrated part is maybe the starter. And it's not because it's unpleasant, it's just that it feels a wee bit unnecessary pomp with your Christmas dinner. Like, I'd just be happy with the main course being dished up and
That's
that's
a good point. That's a good point.
I like a
I would just
salad.
went straight to the main. Do you? Is that what you like?
Salad starter. Yep.
That's funny that because we always have a soup or something, but then you have this big massive fucking plate.
Yep.
And then you can't move and you start falling asleep in that.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
It's unnecessary.
If I never had the soup and I could have ate all that properly, and maybe not fell asleep.
Yep.
Right, WTC 1981 says keep one, gift one, and bin one. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So keep one, gift one, and bin one.
What's the difference between frankincense and myrrh? What one's a perfume?
I'm going to say myrrh because I think frankincense was a monster, wasn't it?
I'll bin the monster, gift the perfume, keep the gold.
Myrrh's came when they're cold.
Ollie.
I could be really pedantic here and say that the monster wasn't called Frankenstein or frankincense.
No, I can't it isn't, John. And I can't that's not the monster as well. The monster, of course, was Jimmy Savile. Right. Eddie says Christmas songs, is there actually really a good one? All I Want for Christmas and Step Into Christmas are probably the least worst. And right, well, we've got two more to go. 150k Hanlon House said, what's your special guests expected jobbies? So XJ for the episode. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. So instead of XG, we've got XJ. As the codable kicked in, Brian, you've got an XJ of 0 for the episode.
XJ of 0, but it's probably going to become a lifestyle choice for me now. I think I'll probably take it every day for the rest of my life because it's
addicted to it.
Was it
What? I
what? Just basically like a morphine, like a very low grade
Like a
morphine.
mild opiate, innit?
It's like
I
a
was
part of the opiate
listening.
family.
I seriously was listening to a podcast today. Sam Delaney, who's been on this, was doing an interview with the boy Paul Duran, who I think was in Hollyoaks, but he went
Oh,
mental
yeah.
on Love Island once. And he was talking about his addictions and that, and he's had an injury this year, blah blah blah. Anyway, he was talking about all that, all the addictions and the come down you get when you come off the cocodomols or the variants that he was talking about, and how that's how it's just easy to have another one because
Aye.
you're constipated and you're shaking, and he's like, fuck it, just get another one, and that'll stop me doing that. And that's how you become addicted to them. So be careful out there.
It's nice to wake up and know that I don't have to shit 3 times within the first hour. What a joy. It's brought to my... I mean, the thing is, I'll wake up, right? And this is with clockwork. I'll go outside for a fag. And then that's when you get the first sort of twinges where your brain starts speaking to your arse and saying,
Aye.
you might need to go soon. But then I
That'll be the
come back
coughing
in and
when
it's
you're
fine.
coughing your lung up.
And then I'll sit on the sofa and I'll think, nah, I'm fine. I can have that coffee. And then the second I flick the kettle, it sends a signal saying, nah, you definitely need to go. Nah, fine. Pour the coffee, sit down, take the first sip. Then I've literally got about 7 seconds to hit the toilet. And it never gets easier.
And is that just like for the first hour of the day, or is that representative of your whole day?
That's me for the day. Usually 3 dumps before I leave the house, and that is me for the whole day until 24 hours later. And
Right,
it's
last
just
question. Sorry, I cut you off there, Brian.
fine.
This is for the Half Monty. Said, what's the worst Hibs-related Christmas gift? Doesn't have to be official or even real if you want to be inventive. And he gives us this Leith deodorant, which I think is a thing now in Lidl, isn't it? Like you can get the sort of like, instead of Lynx Africa, it's Lidl brand Lynx Leith.
Wow.
Would you want to smell like Leith?
How would you describe the smell of Leith?
And interesting and intoxicating, and not necessarily in a great way all the time.
A heady
Smells like
aroma.
Seafield then.
Lots of nice smells in Leith. Like depends where you are. There's some good bakeries and pubs and that, but there are also some spicy parts, aren't there? So, not in the gentrified bit, like it smells better there, but you didn't get the proper spirit of Leith there, do you? So, I think about the deodorant smells like. What's the worst Hibs present you've had?
I got so this is unfair perhaps on Hibs. It was just Hibs branded, but it definitely wasn't official merchandise. It was basically a bunnet that I think someone got for Bathgate Market in the mid to late 90s. It was garbage.
Before bonnets were cool.
Before
Aye.
bonnets were cool, and I was fucking 14 or something. What you doing?
I can't think of anything.
You said there was a picture of the boy with the Hibs trainers, after the Aberdeen game, somebody had sort of taken a photo underneath a toilet cubicle. There's a guy sitting with the Hibs trainers on, but no, like, I don't mean like green and white trainers, like proper Hibs branded.
Like he's
Badge.
customised them.
Aye,
With the badge,
badge,
because you can
aye.
do like, because I know you can go in the Nike app, for example. I'm sure you can do it with others, and you can put initials and all that shit on it. So I wonder if they just went on that, made their green, giving them green and white or white and green, and stick Hibs on it rather than
Aye. I
initials.
thought they looked like they'd been made for it. I had a Hibs onesie that was gifted to me when I was at Sky. That was my cozy row, Ken. It was kind of good for kicking about the house. I didn't kind of class that as the worst, but
Never had that onesie.
yeah,
So you
overrated.
need a shite. Hold the whole.
Hassle. Aye, a lot of admin in it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't cope with that.
It's going to be a nightmare, man. As soon as you put that on, your brain will be going, you need
He's trapped. Go.
Right, anyway, I think we're out of time. This is it's been a mammoth episode. Good Christmas episode, Brian. It's good to have you back. Don't be a stranger. Or more strange, whatever way you want to look at it. But it's been great to have you on. Good to have you back. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. Thanks everybody for sending in your questions. And John and Colin, thank you to you too as well. Have a great Christmas, folks. This is the last of the short bangers for the year. We will be back probably with a wee bit of revamped format next year once we decide what we're doing with it. So thanks for the questions. We'll see you next time.
We'll build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance